The Mass, I think, well, what I've learned and also what I believe is that the Mass is actually like a non-bloody form of the actual crucifixion and the sacrifice that Jesus made for us. Oh, you're good.
You're a theology student, or? No. We were chuckling a little bit here, I have to admit, during that. Father Kevin, I noticed you had your arms up there at the end there.
Touchdown.
Anchorman. We hear some of the common themes, and both of you had big smiles on your faces while we were watching that. It's just between me and God. It's not really necessary to do the Sunday thing. But that, again, that subjective kind of relative sensibility of God. Have you heard? I think this rings kind of true. Is it not?
Yeah. It's something you encounter daily.
Yeah.
And the young man who said, I don't look down on people who don't go to Mass and things like that. There's the truth. You don't look down on people. We're not supposed to be condemning people. But there's a sorrow there. There's a sorrow there because they're missing the point. They're missing the real personal encounter with Christ in the Eucharist.
Yeah.
Father Joe said that, we used to go to Mass every day, and we still do. So everyone in my family, makes an effort to, and we'll offer the Mass every day, even on vacation when, priests will say, I don't need to do Mass because I don't have... I want to.
Yeah.
I want to be there with Christ.
I can't do without it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need Him.
Yeah.
And it's awakening the heart and mind and the understanding in these individuals to what actually is taking place at Mass and why we ought to want to be there, why we ought to realize we need to be there.
Yeah.
The whole gift of Christ.
There's a basic thing, that's why we call it communion. We are coming into union with God, and it's a special time, special place. That's like, some guy with his wife or some guy with his girlfriend says, I don't want to hang out with her. She's going to love me anyway, but look how much he's missing.
Yeah.
If he doesn't come into union with her in Christ. And the same thing with God.
And one of the things we've struggled with since Vatican II is this whole balance between the communal aspect and the divine aspect. The people who sit there and say, it's about coming together as a community. And there is a sense of that.
Yeah.
There is a sense. It's the family coming together around the table to give honor and praise to the Father. And this whole personal dimension has gotten, in the spirituality district, the whole personal dimension has gotten to the point where it's just me and God, and don't ask me about my relationship with God. That's personal. You've got yours, I've got mine. What's good for you is good for you. The relativism, and no.